Today, you guys, we are going to be talking about how to put all of the pieces together for weight loss. So maybe you know a few things about food and nutrition, and maybe you have some success with those things, and maybe you've gotten to a point where you have some success with consistently exercising or doing the right type of exercise for your goal, but you just really struggle to get all those things going at the same time so that you can see optimal results when it comes to significant sustainable weight loss. I'm going to share with you why that's happening, and I'm going to give you a very specific strategy in order to put the pieces together so that you can succeed and stop being just frustrated and worn out. So the first step to getting everything together, for putting all of the pieces together to succeed with weight loss, is pick one action, you guys. So you may have heard that you need to optimize your protein intake. You may have heard that you need to eat enough vegetables. You may have heard that you need to drink enough water. You need to move daily. You know, maybe somewhere else you read that you need to be strength training. Somebody told you you need to be doing metabolic conditioning and not cardio. And quite frankly, you set out because so many times we have this urgency behind our weight loss. We need to lose it 5 days from now, right? That's the goal, that we set out and we try and do all of those things. Everything and anything that we've ever heard about how to lose weight loss, we muster up our motivation, we muster up our courage, and we're like 3, 2, 1, go. And what we look like is that person running down the street trying to catch 2 rabbits. The joker split. You don't know which way to go. You end up with none, right? And so for most of us, what that looks like is months down the line or years down the line, very worn out, very frustrated, and not really no smaller. And in most cases, a little bit heavier. So with that, guys, it's very important as well that you pick the right action. Number 2, master the one action and then move on. I call this habit stacking, you guys. Master the one action and then move on. That's the magic of picking one thing, you guys. It's easier to nail because you're only expending your energy trying to do one thing. And then after you master it, you move on. Now here's the thing, guys. If you say, I'm going to do this for 2 weeks and then I'm going to add this, and 2 weeks passes, and out of 2 weeks, you've done that one action 3 days, it is not time to stack those habits. That action has not turned into a habit for you yet. When you find that you're doing it 80% of the times, we'll call that mastery. Now you stack another habit. That's how you master and move on. So again, we're talking about how to put all of the pieces together so that you actually achieve results, you guys. The reason why we don't do this, even if we've heard of it before, right? You're rolling your eyes, you're saying, yeah, I heard of that. Sounds like baby steps. But the reason why we don't do it is because we have placed so much urgency on losing the weight right now. And we have fooled ourselves into believing that if we do the perfect thing, that we could lose the weight right now. But where that goes wrong for most of us is the execution of that complex plan with so many steps. It does not happen, and so we still don't get the results. So you just might as well stack the habits, slow down a little bit, get the habits so that you can get the results and so that the results can be permanent. So the third thing, guys, that's absolutely important is dial back as needed. Dial back as needed. So here's what I mean by that, all right? So say you have said you're going to start optimizing your protein intake, and you do that. You've been rocking that a week or 2 and it's fine. Okay, now you're going to do veggies, and you get to the point where you're optimize PVW, right? You have it under control. Protein, veggies, water, daily movement. And now it's time to make sure that 2 of those workout sessions from your daily movement are resistance training workouts. So that's your next change. That's your next action to master. And then when you put that one in the mix, all of a sudden, it all falls apart, right? It all falls apart. And then you add that one more thing and you were actually getting results. You were on the path and you added that one more thing and it all fell apart. What do we do when that happens, you guys? When it all falls apart, what do we normally do? I'll tell you what I've seen. I can tell you what I've seen normally happen. First, we panic. Second, we try harder. We panic and then we try harder. And you guys, try harder, and then, yes, after that, we totally give up. We panic, we try harder, then we totally give up. Trying harder is not a strategy, you guys. We have got to get out of our emotions and into our brains, into logic. So I want to present an idea to you, which is going to seem, in the moment, it seems like, duh, of course, Captain Obvious. But this is not what we do in real time. If we are, say we're taking 5 daily actions and it's, we're coming along, it's fine, we're consistent, we're seeing results, but maybe we want to see a little bit faster result. So we add that 6th action and it all falls apart. Don't panic. Don't try harder. Dial back. Take that 6th thing off. If you were rocking 5 just fine and you added that 6th thing and everything fell apart, you are not ready for the 6th thing again. Give yourself another week doing the 5 things. Try the 6th thing again. If it works, great, rock on. If it doesn't, take it back off again. Guys, there is I don't want to say there's no urgency, because I know exactly what that feels like to not be in the shape you want to be in and feel like you want that weight gone yesterday. I get that. So I will not insult you and say there's no urgency, but here's what I will say. There is no benefit to doing the most to get the least. You feel me? There's no benefit to trying to do 20 things because you think it's the perfect plan, but you're struggling to stick to it. And I can tell you from personal experience and from coaching for over a decade, trying harder is not a strategy. Trying harder just makes you feel less than, and it frustrates you because you feel like, why can I not get this? So you try harder and you feel less than, and you feel frustrated. So you try harder. Get strategic. So that was it, you guys. That was how to put it all together, how to put the pieces all together for weight loss success. If you are going to do something other than pick one thing, master it, add a second, master it, add a third, master it. If you say, Concita, that sounds good, but you do not know my story and I need this weight gone sooner than later, is there not anything I can do to maybe string together 3, 4, 5 habits at the same time more immediately to get some immediate results? Is there anything that I could do to do that? Then I'm going to say, yes, there is. And it requires being intentional, and it's called automating and delegating. Absolutely. So the thing that you've got to do, guys, is you've got to automate and you've got to delegate, right? So what that means is meal plan, know what you're going to eat. I didn't say you had to spend 3 hours in the kitchen making it, but know where you're going to buy it. If you need some shortcuts, know what those shortcuts are. Are you going to just buy 2 or 3 rotisserie chicken and a few bags of pre-washed salad so that you can have that meal prep done in a couple minutes? So that you can have that meal prep done in a couple minutes instead of a couple hours? That's fine. And it's not enough to brainstorm the ideas. You need to write it down. What is your strategy? Are you going to buy all your meals from MyFitFoods? Are you going to have a personal chef work with you for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or whatever it takes? Are you going to delegate this to someone, or are you going to automate it? So if you say, Concita, I understand what you mean about how to get all the pieces working together and adding one thing on top of the other until they become habits, but I just don't have that type of time. I want to see it happen sooner than later. Automation and delegation. And that's with your workouts as well. You want to stick to a workout schedule? I call it the ASAP principle. Do it as soon as possible, as soon as humanly possible in your day. For some of us, that means first thing in the morning. For some of us, that means on lunch break at work. For some of us, that may mean after work, just because of our life situation. But get it done as soon as possible, okay? So put it on automation. Eliminate as many real-time decisions as you can. Because if you are implementing more than one habit at a time and stacking, you need to eliminate those in-the-moment decisions, because those are the things that throw you off or wear you out.